Hey guys, Dark Sea Bro here, and today I wanted to just make this quick little video because, basically I was feeling a little heated, so I wanted to just, basically just express my opinion. 'Cause merely all it is. You can care, you cannot. I understand. If you don't care, that's perfectly fine. And if you feel like saying it, go ahead. It's up to you. However, I just wanted to talk about a video that I've recently seen, which was this one. So, some of you may know, and don't look at my tabs, I understand. I have a lot of them, deal with it. But yeah, a lot of people, I want to like explain that this dude right here, he's one of my favorite YouTubers. This is me on my other accounts on Google, not Opera. So of course I'm not going to subscribe on both accounts, but I have them subscribed on YT Dark, the dark my actual account, my regular account, the one that I do everything on. So I'm a subscriber, and I've also watched them for a while, even on this because this is my like Google one. And as you can see, I've watched come on, a lot of the videos, a lot of them. I do mean a lot of them. Like I've literally watched probably almost like all the videos that I could find that were interesting, and have rewatched even some of the ones that you know he thought that nobody would see, like that one. I've watched that to its entirety. I've watched this one to its entirety. I even watched this one, which is just these are original songs, by the way. And in this video, this annoys me because he's one of my favorite content creators for songs, especially FNF related, just songs in general. He's honestly way too good at making music, and I wish I had that level of talent. I'm kind of jealous actually, but the fact that he goes in here and I mean, yes, you can obviously read the thing where he like talk like it shows here what he's meaning, and as you can see, at first he's leaving FNF, right? So that's fine. Yeah, honestly, people can leave FNF. It's fine. Everyone does it. Verse did it. Like I'm pretty sure World did it. Everybody does it. You stop playing FNF or stop making FNF related things after a while. So that's completely understandable. But this is where I hate this community, and the majority of people are toxic or in it are toxic. That's where I draw the confusion. Because every time, because like I can even scroll down here, you'll see that people agree. Pixel, which is one of the musicians that I'm currently trying to work with, and is trying to pay money because he's literally a goddamn professional, and I would love to have a professional help me on my songs or work with a professional at all. So I'm trying to pay professionals. Like you guys have seen Savior or Savior, Savauer, whichever one. But him. You've seen the songs that he made, or that I paid him to make basically, which was not cheap because it was like $70, but it's fine because he's a professional, so it makes sense. But I paid him to make that sand song, and you'll see it. You'll see it if you want at the end of this video on the right side. But Pixel is the other one, professional level, one of the very few people that will actually work with me and make music. Because you see this guy right here, Imlan, he actually charts. And I've worked with him too before. He's actually charted some. You'll know if you go to my Matt thing, you'll notice that he actually charted. I think like one of the songs, specifically made by none other than I believe Lord Void, who is another professional musician that I paid for. And then you go down, and here's I'm Paper, another professional musician. And look at these two professional musicians saying, "Yeah, this community is exactly like that," and he's so true. And you know, I can't say I've been in their shoes because I'm not a professional, but I've always wondered, like, what are they doing that I'm not that allows them to see all this shit that I'm not seeing? Forgive my language, because I've been in the community for a few years now. Literally, if you check, one of my first ever songs, one of my first ever ideas was me working on the Versus Chaos mod, which was, I believe, like 4 years ago. In fact, if you look at the on my channel and look for the song titled Enough, which is the instrumental I used in one of my recent Shaggy songs, you'll notice that was the one of the songs for Versus Chaos. And that was one of the first songs that I thought was personally awesome that I uploaded. And it didn't get like it's not like one of my most popular videos, but people liked it and they watched the video. So and when I showed it to other people, they thought it was awesome. They thought it sounded cool. However, I don't really understand what counts as toxic because he talks in this video about like people clowning on you if you have bad art or something or like weird music with no criticism, but I've never really received that. As you may or may not know, my original Shaggy mod, which I'm redoing, which you'll see in a future video of me, quote unquote redoing it. In fact, I might just do a stream if I'm not going to upload that video, which I've already done a few songs. I've revamped the songs. Basically, the charts for the ones that were not charted by a professional charter known as Versed, which is one of what used to be one of my friends. If he is, I don't know if he's still one of my friends or counted as one of my friends now. But yeah, he he's a good charter. I'm not. I charted one song accurately, and that was all I did. I did more songs, like I tried to chart them, and then I had friends who don't even play FNF but like the songs. They basically had a broad understanding of what they had to do, and they quote unquote charted it. And when people played the mod, right, they talked about that charting. The charting was horrible, and it was like spamming notes, even though the song like that didn't even match the song. That's criticism right there, first of all. And they were also telling me that it was bad. Not only that, but the art was kind of like you could see outlines where I clearly colored over other characters. And that was brought out. Like, hey, bro, like you couldn't have just like erased the lines a little bit. And that's criticism. And that's what I received immediately after receiving that or uploading that mod to the point where I just kind of gave up on it because I was like, you know what, you're right. But I don't want to keep working on this, so I'm gonna move on. And I moved on to doing Matt, which even had better quality. People didn't really talk about anything about Matt. In fact, just to be clear, in the Shaggy mod, you couldn't even go through the story mode. You click story mode and then try to go in there, you would crash, or it wouldn't work properly because I had can't, you know, act like custom difficulties. So, hold up, sorry. Um, oh my God, dog, please sit, please sit down, down. There we go. So with that being said, like the mod clearly was half working. The art was half baked basically, and the songs were good. People even said the songs were good. They loved the songs. Like there was nothing. I made the songs, and people said nothing bad about it. Keep in mind, those were my first songs I ever officially made into a mod, and they said nothing bad about it. They said the songs were fire, art is kind of weird, because it was, and then the charting was off and that was honestly accurate. So it makes sense, like because that's what I saw when I uploaded my mod, and when I put it to streamers. He says that people don't do criticism, yet every streamer that I've sent my mods to, Luxem, which you can even see in the video, we call top streamer, he provided criticism immediately to the mod. He was like, "Oh, I love that song. You could maybe I see what you did." He even said what I did, which is crazy because most people don't. In fact, oh, and that was not just him, even though he's one of my favorites. There were Retro Star, one of the other streamers. He even provided criticism and was like, "Yeah, I feel like if you polish this a little bit, it'd be way better." And that's not just because both of those people are people I've subscribed to on Twitch or people that I've actually watched like a lot. But if you really want, because if you want to go there, in that case, I even went to other streamers and they did that. Like when a song was kind of whack, they mentioned the song was kind of whack, or if the song was fire. Like for example, my versus Tacti mod Hustle, one of everyone's favorite songs. They were like, "Bro, this song is absolutely fire." And even at the end of the mod, when they didn't like the fact that tactical rapping was one of the hardest songs in possible, since even though it was accurately charted, it had bullet notes, and it was like kind of like a mat level speed of spam. And even after having to deal with that and dying a few times, they still were like, yeah, this mod is kind of fired. Or the art isn't even bad. Um, the charting's a little weird. But that's, they're like, yeah, that's all I got, And if that counts as toxic, I don't know. Like, that means I've been toxic way too many times. Then I guess because I do even less than that usually when I see something bad. Like I literally looked at bad mods and I was like, oh, what is this garbage? Like, bruh. And then, but other times I'm also like for example, I've also seen meme songs because meme songs don't actually count as bad. In fact, if a song is bad, I think it should be perfectly fine to say, yeah, that song's bad. And some people just either don't understand it or they just see something completely different. Because FNF is also filled with a bunch of 7-year-olds, which is probably where Rack here, you know, seen. He probably seen all the 7-year-olds and then called it, said, "Yep, that's the community. These 7-year-olds." Like, and then like, cause keep in mind, he says the community is toxic as well, and every time they do that, like, you see the comment section filled with, "I don't really know you much, but I think you should do whatever you want to do, and I'll support you no matter what. I'll support you no matter what, bro. You do good, And then like they literally all the comments usually are sympathizing, right? In the video, he even talks about like people hated on one of his songs that the jest thing right here, I believe, which is an originality thing. This community is a horrific for striking down original ideas, and he like you know brings up about the jest thing. But again, just the jest thing is all those original songs that shows you on his channel, which yeah, they may not have gotten that many views comparatively to his other songs, which is usually how it happens. It's like how Goku Fan comes on his channel and y'all all watch Goku Fan more, we're willing to watch that video with Goku Fan more than you're willing to watch just me. But that's just the thing. People like what they like, people don't like what they don't like. So, but when you look in those comments of those videos, which I can even show you right now if y'all really want me to, which like if you want another one where I show you guys those comments, or you can just go to him. There's his channel right there. There's the link at the top of the video. Go to that video, boom. In fact, I'm gonna actually, you know what? I'm gonna copy and paste the link right now. This link will be in the description right there. I'm not gonna edit this video, by the way. So no intro, no outro, just this, and then boom, the card's gonna show up, and it's gonna be in the top link in the description if you want to check out the link to this video right here. But yeah, like I don't understand that. Like I understand leaving if you feel because leave when you feel like it, but when people say like a community is toxic, and then I never see this that they are saying, I'm confused. Like he does talk about how the Discord servers are dead, but yeah, that's basically every server. I had a few servers that had people and they immediately died. I still have a server up because I can't get rid of it, but it's dead. In fact, if we literally like if I go over to it right now, it's called the Universal Shaggy mod. Um, which case I'm just gonna probably be able to show my Discord exe here screen here. I think. If it lets me, that is. Oh, there we go. So as you can see here, this is my Universal Shaggy mod. Or like the same thing that I'm working on currently now, and yeah, like there's things that we did do, right? Like the last time we literally chat was the 7 and 4, and that was because he just randomly typed. I personally didn't type until August 17, 2022. And look, you can see we clearly are dead. There were more people in here and now they're gone. Like if we go even to here, where my dimensional hoppers, which was gonna be a mod, filled with me, Versed, and a bunch of other people, but I kind of like couldn't really do it because running low and stuff, and then like couldn't really do things. You didn't even see it was filled with just a bunch of random, but that random stopped on the 3rd of the 23rd, or the third of the in the 12th of the third month. As you can see, like literally, like we had all this stuff, and even in the self promote, bruh, it doesn't even like the last time a person chatted was at that time. And so, yeah. With that being said, I know very well about death, things being dead. The only things that aren't really dead are like Pixel's server. He has a lot of people in there, even though he also talks in there. See, as you can see, like the fact that I had a scroll proves that he has people in his actual thing, which is different because, that means he's actually quite popular. Void also has the same thing happening because he's also quite popular. So think servers dying is for FNF is especially true, unless you're the regular Friday Night Funkin' server, but then I guess that's different. But yeah, so I fully understand how that goes, but just saying the community is toxic when I haven't really seen that is kind of crazy. Even if you go in the Friday Night modding community, you could like put up mod helps, and there's like nobody's talking trash about mods. There's even modding boards for if you want people to get you, help. There's even a general chat for Friday Night, the Friday Night modding community that I've been in, spoken, and was fine. In fact, I would like to say most other communities are way more toxic from my point of view than what I've seen in the Friday Night community. Can you not, dog, please? No. For example, I was in a anime community, which was like for Crunchyroll. Would stop over there. Stop making noises. Stop. Um, yeah, but there's a Crunchyroll community for Discord, and that one was way more toxic because whenever I was like, you know, I mentioned that I don't watch, or I don't need to watch sub anymore or dub because I know I at least know some Japanese. People literally like yelled at me because they're like, well, you trying to act like you're way better when I was just like, oh, I don't need to watch dub anymore. Like that, there was nothing in that comment that was like, I'm better than you, suck it. Yet that's what I got immediately. In fact, that's like in the anime community, it's also the same anime community where if you say Goku loses, you get absolutely eviscerated off the planet Earth. You see what I mean? Like I could go up to someone and go, "Oh yeah, Tricky was decent," and they're gonna be like, "Oh, you didn't really like Tricky? Okay, you know." Or Andy Cross was actually not that good. Now that moral's gone, people are gonna like, "Oh, okay, I agree probably." Like what? So, I don't really understand where this quote unquote toxic people they're talking about come from, but they clearly saw something else or just had a bad experience with like 7-year-olds and then they said, yeah, that's the majority. Because most of the people are 7 years old. When every person I've spoken to, which is hundreds by now, actual hundreds, because keep in mind, I have to commission either a lot of people or try to commission a lot of people. And usually we're all polite about it. So with that being said, they would never give me any issues if I didn't want to pay them because their amount was too high, or if I couldn't pay them because I was just too broke. So like even Rack, I spoke to him. I was like, "Hey, can you do a song for me?" And he was like, "No." And I was like, "Cool, peace out. Sorry to bother you." Like, am I not going to be included in as a part of the community when I clearly asked him for a song? Like I don't understand how that works. Like I feel like they either just see something completely different or they see one comment and then they go, that's everybody. That one thing right there, that's everyone. And you can take this as criticism, you can take this as hate speech. Again, if you're watching this and you're one of those YouTubers, Pixel, it's Rack, whatever. I honestly it's up to you. It doesn't really matter because it's just my opinion. Just like how it's just your opinion if you think it's hate speech or whatnot. I'm not hating on you guys. I still think y'all guys are way better than me by leagues too far. In fact, I probably won't be able to catch up. You know, you can call it whatever, but I'm using facts and logic here. From the facts of what I've seen and the logic that I'm using is actual regular logic of just the numbers of how many people I've encountered, how they've reacted, and what they've done, and what I've seen in chats versus other chats, and the fact that I've been in all of their discords. Every YouTuber you can think of it, I've been in their Discord as long as they were an FNF creator. Void, I've been in his Discord. I've been in the MLOM Discord. Well, when they had that mod before it got canceled, I've been in the Hortos Discord. before he stopped doing it too and got rid of it. I'm even in the Pixel Discord as of right now. I was in the Rack Discord. I was in all of them. Paper, boom, I was in all of those. I was literally in all of them because I was inspired to become one of them, knowing that that was impossible, but at least trying anyways. And yet, from what I've seen, I didn't even see all that. Maybe I just left at the the most convenient time ever because, like, literally, when I was in those servers, yes, they were dead. Some of them were dead, but I didn't see any toxicity. I was even in the Trachea Discord, and they have a help server for people that are going through it, for people to just speak their mind and get help from other people that are in that same Discord, and it worked because I was pissed that people like didn't really come look at my mod, but they would like say, oh, I wish there were mods out there, and then they wouldn't come look at my mod. And I said that in the chat. I was like, I'm angry. I really wish like I could get some sort of recognition here, but I don't. It's like I'm a nobody. And people in that Discord were like, no, you just gotta do maybe if you change a little bit of this, and they were like helping me. They were like giving me tips, and they were like, yeah, here we go. So I don't understand where this quote unquote toxic community is if the same FNF community, helps people not want to suicide. But I guess those 27-year-olds that they've encountered is now speaking for the vast majority of us when, there's a lot more people out there, I'm pretty sure, that aren't like that. But that's how it is sometimes. You can only go based on what you see. And I guess as a fame and person, if you have something that people are known for, then maybe then they go off and they're like, yeah, I only see this comment when I'm looking, so therefore that means everyone's doing it. But yeah. So with that being said, um, sorry about the rant, and I'm sorry this video actually was way longer. I was like I said, I'm just heated because I hate when people do that. Like, 'cause I'm like, at least show us, you know, where you're getting this from, where this quote unquote majority is from, because from if you guys want, I like I said, I can also show my majority. I have a lot. I have commissions. I've done commissions myself where people have come to me. I've also tried to commission people. So again, like I said, I have over like hundreds, and I do mean hundreds of people where they weren't toxic in the slightest, even when I couldn't do something or when there was a precarious situation where I couldn't do something. So if that's really an issue and where people are like, well, you could probably talk to like 5 people. Well, no, I've had over 200 things, and I could even show some of the Discord servers that I'm in. So yeah, but that's fine if they don't care or whatnot. I don't expect people to care really about this. But yeah, I just want to say that because I really don't like when people do that and then they either don't show or it doesn't it doesn't really make sense from other people's perspective other than maybe their own. Because it's probably just like I said, they've seen a bunch of comments constantly asking for Shaggy X Matt, and then they were probably like, "Oh, you're not making Shaggy X Matt? Well, you know, where's the Shaggy X Matt?" Probably, and they probably saw those comments a bunch from their point of view, not the other comments, and then called it a day. That's most likely what occurred. If it's not, then maybe it isn't. I'm not saying that's definitely would have happened. I'm just saying that's most likely what happened because there's a lot of comments on these quote unquote toxic people's videos where their comment section is filled with only nice things. And I don't know if it's like reverse toxicity where it's like because they're nice, it's toxic, but I, I've only seen nice things, and in my opinion, that doesn't count as toxic. So that's all I can really say. Again, like I said, for if you to check out that right video, if you want the thing that I said before, or the left video for like one of those song things. But otherwise, there you go. You can see it. You probably seen it on